Mise en place is a French phrase that means to put in place. Food professionals use this phrase to describe the things that have to be done to get ready to prepare a dish or menu item. Everything you prepare in your kitchen requires a series of steps. Often, these steps are outlined in the form of a recipe and give you the basic information you need to begin thinking about your mise en place. If you put it all down on paper, it would look like a to-do list, only it's for preparing meals for the students. A recipe may say you need chopped onions. In reality, besides the onions, you'll need a chef's knife and a cutting board. Or, if it's a larger quantity, you'll need a food processor. You'll also need something to hold the chopped onions in and somewhere to put the unusable trim. So your mise en place will not only include the ingredients for the recipe, but everything else you need to get the job done. Often, chefs will pre-measure their ingredients to save time at their workstation. Look to see if there are any tasks that should be done before you begin work, like defrosting frozen fruit for a sauce the next day. Since you are making several dishes for service, look for similar tasks, like chopping onions, and do them together to save time. Being more organized will make your work easier and more rewarding. The quality of your dishes and their nutritional value will also benefit from your organization. As you go along, you'll also improve your ability to prioritize what needs to be done at the right time. This is especially important when it comes to just-in-time preparations. All this initial preparation and planning will actually save you time in the long run. When you have everything you need, preparations go smoother. For example, you won't have to be looking for an ice bath while your tomatoes are blanching, or they will overcook. First, identify your task or recipe. Carefully read through all the steps and ingredients to prepare the item. Some ingredients may need to be chilled, so look at the next day's recipes and have everything at the proper temperature. Be sure that you have adequate space to prepare the item and that the cooking areas will be available when you need them. Wash and sanitize all surfaces, especially ones that will come in contact with food. Begin by assembling all your ingredients in your work area. You can save time by placing them in the order you will use them. Do you have all the utensils you need? Measuring cups, slotted spoons, and knives? Whatever you need should be there when you need it. Follow the recipe. Stay focused and work step by step. Watch your schedule and stick to your timeline. As you work through all the steps, you'll take ownership of that dish. If you have any questions, check with your supervisor ahead of time, not in the middle of your work. Time management is an important skill to learn. This skill can come from planning out a timeline and prioritizing your work. Some items can be prepared and held, while others need to be served immediately. While one item is cooking, you may have time to work on another task. Just don't lose track of what's on the stove or in the oven. This requires an understanding of how long it takes to do something, and some math to back time the process, working from the end back to the start time. On paper, list all the steps needed for the dish. At the bottom of the list, write down the time the item needs to be ready. Maybe it's service time, or maybe it's pre-cooked for tomorrow's menu and will be cooled and stored. A roast turkey and cheddar wrap is a quick menu item, but you can cook the turkey the day before. Start at the bottom and give a time to each step and subtract it from the time before. If the broccoli needs to cook for 8 to 10 minutes and the service is at 11:30, then the item needs to start cooking at about 11:10, allowing you some time to drain and season. If it takes 30 minutes for the steamer to come up to full temperature, then turn the steamer on at around 10:35 or 10:40. That's a simple example, but it's important to assign a deadline for each task. Remember, look for tasks you can combine. Do this for all the day's recipes, and it will give you a schedule to manage all the tasks and ensure you have everything ready for service. A successful kitchen is one that runs smoothly, efficiently, and delivers quality meals on time. This comes from being organized.